So the Apple Watch has been around for a little while now, and with each iteration, Apple tends to get just a little bit better at providing the best overall smartwatch on the market. I should say questionably, because there are some Android users out there that would beg to differ, but I think for the majority of people out there, the Apple Watch is kind of the pinnacle of smartwatch technology. But with so many iterations of the Apple Watch available, there's really only so much you can do to change the smartwatch from year to year. So today, we're actually going to go over the latest addition to the slew of Apple Watches available on the market. The Apple Watch Series 7, what's the difference between it and the Series 6? What are some of the pros and cons? Who should buy this? I'm going to cover all that in this video, so watch this. See what I did there? Well, buckle up because there may be some other watch puns sprinkled throughout this video. Let's get started because the clocks are ticking. So let's start right off the bat with taking a look at what this one does differently than the Series 6. And one of the biggest glaring changes between this one and the last one is the overall screen size. The Series 7 gives you a choice between a 41mm and a 45mm case, but both give you an overall 50% more screen. And they did this by eliminating some of the bezels that are usually associated with the Apple Watch to provide an overall larger screen, more real estate, while still fitting the watch in pretty much the same form factor as last year's. The watch itself is also still water resistant up to 50 meters, but they've also added an IP6X rating, which basically makes it dust proof, which comes in handy if you're in a really dusty place, I guess. They've also upgraded the screen to make it more durable and crack resistant, and you're also getting faster charging times with the Series 7 versus the Series 6. One of the hardest things to do with technology from year to year is differentiating it from the previous year, because even though technology changes so rapidly, it doesn't change so drastically. But I think a lot of the improvements from the Apple Watch Series 6 to the Series 7 can be really enticing for somebody looking to upgrade. The larger screen is definitely a selling point for a lot of people. A lot more real estate to view the things that you normally view on your smartwatch, like alerts, text messages, emails, certain things that you don't want to pull your phone out for. The larger screen is definitely going to come in handy and provide a lot more mobility in the information that you're consuming. I mean, it really is kind of simple math. More space equals a better overall viewing experience. And I think the Apple Watch Series 7 definitely nails that by providing just that much more space for you to view the things that you want to view on your smartwatch. And you also just have access to some of the most up-to-date fitness features in a smartwatch. You can measure your blood oxygen level, you can track your sleep, emergency SOS, you have fall detection, and I think the Apple Watch is probably one of the best or close to one of the best watches on the market when it comes to tracking your overall movement and workouts in general. You can take this watch on a walk, on a run, biking, swimming, doing aerobic workouts. It definitely tracks the amount of steps you take really well, and you also are able to track your heart rate when it peaks or your resting heart rate. It does a really good job of just offering an overall profile for your fitness. And for people who really just want to take it to the next level, they of course have the Apple Fitness Plus that you subscribe to for an additional cost. But for the most part, the base level fitness stuff that this watch has to offer is phenomenal, and it's right up there with any other fitness watch on the market. Now, the build quality on these things are phenomenal, top notch. It's always premium materials. It feels really premium on your wrist without being too weighty for people who are worried about the weight as they work out or wearing it on a day-to-day basis. The setup process is as easy as it gets. This is definitely an Apple product through and through. You bring it next to an iPhone, it registers, it sets up, you're good to go. And one of the really cool features, newish kind of features, is the ability to set up different Apple Watches to an iPhone. If somebody doesn't have an iPhone, you can set up an Apple Watch for them on your iPhone, and this gives you the ability to have relatives like set up their watches. They can still view their messages, phone calls, and things of that nature without having full access to an iPhone. Of course, they're going to need some kind of data plan, but it does open the Apple Watch up for specific users who don't necessarily have an iPhone but still want the Apple Watch experience. Now, the battery life didn't change much for me between the Series 6 and the Series 7. Apple's saying that it gives you about 18 hours on a full charge. With the always on display, I was able to get about 20 hours, give or take, before the battery was down to about 10%. And naturally, the battery life is going to vary based on the amount of screen time you have, based on the settings that you can adjust, but it's still not beating the battery king for me, which is the Fitbit Versa 3. That battery just doesn't die, but it's still a great battery performance for the most part. You'll be charging this thing towards the end of the day, especially if you want to make sure it has a full charge for the next day. Luckily though, the charging is one thing that did get better with the new charging architecture, and the USB Type-C compatibility, the watch actually charges about 33% faster than the Series 6. So in about 45 minutes, you're getting about 80%. So if you're running low, you can top this thing off really quickly and you're good to go. So overall, I think the Apple Watch Series 7 is a solid upgrade from the Series 6. Some of the pros, you have a larger screen, faster charging, improved durability, some updates to how it tracks your health, not necessarily new health tracking features, but just doing a little bit better than it did in the previous generation, which is probably one of the biggest cons to this particular device, is that there's no drastic generational update that I can point to other than the fact that it has a bigger screen than the Series 6. The battery remains largely the same, and that can be a downer for people who are looking to charge their watch less than they did in the previous generation. So who would I recommend this watch for? Really, if you're purchasing an Apple Watch for the first time, yeah, why not go with the best one on the market? And this one definitely is that. If you're upgrading from like a Series 5 and lower, this is probably going to be a no-brainer. You want to upgrade to one of the best ones on the market. Again, this one is definitely that. Now, if you do have a working Series 6, there's no issues with it. Probably don't really need to go out and upgrade unless you're looking for a bigger screen or more real estate. But for the most part, there isn't really, again, any generational changes here that would prompt me to recommend someone who has a perfectly working Series 6 to go out and upgrade. But overall, you still get some great build quality, some great features, form functions that you come to expect from the Apple Watch. This one overall is still definitely a recommend on my part. You really can't go wrong. But anyway, guys, I would love to know what you think. As always, if you have any thoughts, concerns, questions, go ahead and share them in the comment section down below the video. Let me know what you think of the Apple Watch Series 7 versus the Series 6. Are you going to upgrade? Which Apple Watch do you currently have? All that stuff down below. If you enjoyed the video as well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. Make sure to check out some of the other reviews that we've done that I'm going to put up on the screen now. Guys, thank you so much for checking out the video. As always, make sure to stay safe out there. And until see you next time, peace out.